My name is Nina Sanadze and I'm a Melbourne-based sculptor. I conceived a project called To Peace in November, and as it happens now, it became a really timely project. And I invite everyone to come to South Melbourne, where it will be installed for 6 months, and participate in performing, playing music, reading poetry, dancing, jamming, and just getting together, just being there, making a wish. The sculpture itself is like a wishing tree. You can tie a little fabric or message, and I think just this is something that might just give us hope and a place to be together in a positive way.
Under the present circumstances, it feels like everyone wants to do something for peace. And as ordinary citizens far away from what's happening in other parts of the world, it's somewhat difficult to contribute in a meaningful way. And coming together, we are able to build community, and in a sense we are engaging in magical thinking on one sense, but getting those good vibes out onto the streets of Melbourne is better than doing nothing.
This sculpture is a replica of a World War II Soviet monument by Valentin Topuridze, also titled Call to Peace. I'm using a familiar aesthetic of propaganda, and I'm subverting it into a propaganda for peace, not for ideology. The statue incorporates different emotional dimensions: fear, rage, dispossession, trauma, but most importantly, strength, resolve, and hope.
Putting that project in a small community space here in Melbourne, I think gives a lot of people the opportunity to think about things that are beautiful instead of things that are terrible. And I think music in any case is used by people in terrible circumstances to give them hope.
I think it helps us, and I think the opportunity for people to congregate around some sort of a monument that's talking about peace strengthens everybody's resolve and their sense of communities, their sense that people share their concerns.
I have first sculpted this figure in clay, and then it was enlarged into polystyrene shape, and it will be elevated to a great height when it becomes public art. I made it look like a prop, a backdrop for a stage design, a contemporary theatre where public is invited to participate. It offers members of community to come together to a safe place and to be exposed to the beauty and humanity of others through the experience of art, even if their views are not shared.
I'm Misha Dumnov. I'm a composer living in Melbourne. I'm a former refugee from the Soviet Union. I have Jewish and Russian and Ukrainian blood. I knew immediately I had to do something. I had to create some music that was promoting peace. And as soon as I became aware of this project, I got in touch, even though quite spontaneously. Instead of putting my feelings and what I feel about the war, what's happening into my music, I'm going to actually try and do the opposite. Instead of expressing my inner turmoil and the absolute horror that I'm feeling, you know, and the lack of sleep and all of the stuff, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm actually going to think of a kind of a golden light.
I was born in Georgia, the ex-Soviet Union Republic, and I spent a lot of time in the studio of the prominent sculptor Valentin Tuporidze, whose sculpture is referenced here. I then lived through the fall of the Soviet Union and the civil war in Georgia, and I guess what's happening now, it really brings back those events, and bringing out these histories through monumental sculpture gives us a reference point and a reminder of what has already happened in Second World War, and a place to think and reflect of what we don't want to come back.
Bravo!